All right, Locrian. This is the one that everyone in my college classes gets the most excited about because I always talk about getting your head chopped off for playing it, and I'm like, now we're gonna play it. So remember that while true, that people really did get kind of executed for playing this mode. That was a long time ago, and now it's a perfectly okay mode. However, it's tricky to use because it doesn't sound very great. This is a mode built on the 7th scale degree. Locrian is kind of a minor scale. It'd be closest to a minor, but it's kind of a diminished scale because it's built on this, the 7th, which is a diminished chord. So let's just look at it in terms of building it from B to B and then seeing what happens. So if we go B, C, and we keep going up the C major scale to B, that's what's so painful. Like I stop right there. It's that leading tone, the last note of the scale. You stop there and it's just like, painful. Okay, so let's just hear it as is. No heads getting chopped off. Here we go. That's it. That's what it sounds like. I hope everyone's still okay. No catastrophes there. So now in this little sequence of notes, we have all our modes, right? Because I essentially have almost just shy of 2 octaves of a C major scale. And what we can see here is our major or Ionian, a D Dorian scale, an E Phrygian scale, an F Lydian scale, a G Mixolydian scale, an A Aeolian or natural minor scale, and a B Locrian scale, right? So there they all are. Okay, let's look at our chords for this one. It's gonna get a little hairy. So remember what I said, this one is the least used. So we don't use this very often. And we definitely don't build chords off of it very often. But let's do it just to see what happens. Okay, so what we've got here is our first chord right away is a diminished chord. We have a B diminished chord. So that means the diminished chord is the tonic, which is crazy. That's just going to sound pretty terrible all the way through. So sidebar, why am I telling you this? Why am I telling you about a scale that's going to sound terrible? Because it does have a use. Let's say you have some section of a song and you're like, I just want it to sound crazy here. Switch over into the Dorian mode and it'll sound like pretty crazy and frantic, and then switch out. It can be a cool trick, actually, especially if you're into film composing. Sometimes you just have to do that. Okay, let's move on. So we have a diminished 1 chord, super weird, a major 2 chord, a minor 3, a minor 4, a major 5, a major 6th, a minor 7, and then back to our diminished. So let's hear this diatonic chord progression. And again, what's so painful about that is that it feels like it ends 1 shy of tonic. This is what we want to hear. Right? That's the end, but that's not the end. This is the end. And that's just the way it goes in Locrian mode. Let me do our experiment again and pull up a string ensemble. Let's just stretch this out and try to make it all romantic. It's not going to work because it's Locrian. Just move it back a little bit. Okay, and then let's just take everything and just kind of do that. Let's see what happens. Okay, that was pretty gnarly. Let's take just the scale and do that. Alright, let's just stretch that out to be nice and romantic, and then I'll take this B. So we've got this tonic going through the whole thing. Let's try that. Now, it might not sound that crazy to you right now, but if you try to write a song using this, where you have B as the tonic, but the key signature of C, you've got, it's not going to sound great, but it can be useful. So, more on that when we try to use them, which we're going to do next. So that is the end of all of the different modes. In the next section, let's talk about how we can use these things to actually write some music.